Holocaust Museum Houston's new exhibition, Unveiled from the Vault, explores the history of the Holocaust through a curated selection of artifacts from Holocaust Museum's permanent collection, many of which are being displayed for the very first time. The exhibition is opening July 25th and is on view until January 4th. Be the first to see Unveiled from the Vault at the exhibition opening on Thursday, July 24th by RSVPing at hmh.org/unveiledopening. Plus, find ticket information there as well.
Today on CityCast Houston, Mayor Whitmire has promised to crack down on crime, but in Montrose, residents are concerned about car break-ins. So we're talking to Montrose business owner and self-proclaimed Mayor of Montrose, KB Brown, about the situation. And after the interview, executive producer Laura Isensee will be joining us for a conversation sponsored by Holocaust Museum Houston about their new exhibit. Stick around to learn more. It's Tuesday, July 22nd. I'm Raheel Ramzanali, and here's what Houston's talking about. KB, welcome in. You are the self-proclaimed Mayor of Montrose. Tell me why.
For some reason, I tend to get stuff done down there, baby. They bring me everything that comes across that zip code, and for some reason, I'm able to get it handled. So, quiet as is kept Raheel, I probably do a little bit more than Mayor Whitmore in this zip code down here. Whitmire, Big Daddy Whit, whatever y'all want to call him, because, baby, he not doing nothing.
Oh, wow. Okay. And we're going to talk about Mayor Whitmire, so don't worry about that. I know you have some feelings about this topic, but we've been seeing reporting in the local media that residents are really concerned about car break-ins. What's happening? What have you been seeing?
So let me first start off by saying that I realize it's a epidemic that's going on around in the city, especially in any high traffic areas, high club areas. It's a huge problem, but Montrose is absolutely ridiculous. It's happening, and I mean at a rapid pace, daily basis. You can drive up and down the streets and see glass laid out everywhere. And so to
Wow.
me, I feel like the problem is we're not getting any help down there at all whatsoever.
How often are you seeing this?
So I would say if we're talking a weekend, it's absolutely happening maybe about 30 minutes after the sun goes down, all the way up into the wee hours of the morning. And there's no stopping it. It's happening a lot. So if I have to give a guesstimate, I want to say on my side of the block, there's at least 5 to 10 cars that get hit every single night.
Wow. What's your side of the block, by the way?
So I'm over there on the side of like Club Play, Club Barcode. I have 6 of the parking lots that kind of spread out amongst
Okay.
Montrose. But the main parts of where they happen at is always going to be 1 to 2 streets over from your club areas.
Wow. So you own parking lots as well, because that adds some storylines to this, which I want to talk about in a second. But how does this compare to previous years? Because you have lived in Montrose for a while. Give me some historical context here.
So I've lived in Montrose for about 2 years, but I've worked in Montrose for almost 8.
Okay.
And I've always worked the parking lots. I just recently, well, I want to say about 5 years ago, got into the position where I was able to actually lease some of these properties and be able to start my own business. But in the midst of it, it was not a problem. You may have had a couple of car break-ins back in those days. I want to say pre-pandemic, but definitely once people started saying Houston is not a real city and don't leave Houston on Sundays is when I will say when the issues and stuff really started.
What do you mean?
It's to me, it's all the people that flew here and not grew here.
Okay.
So whoever's flying here now, they're finding different ways to make their money.
Wow.
And breaking into cars has seemed to be the trend for, I want to say 2 to 3 years.
Oh, wow. So do you have any statistics to back this up or any numbers that show this increase in the last few years?
So me personally, no, because I live it. But a
Hmm.
lot of times what happens is, and I think this is one of the main reasons why the stats aren't there. Um, they don't show up down there to come and take your report for the car break-in. You end up having to go to the police department to go and make your report. And most of the people are either tipsy, whatever. So they don't go that night. They'll go the next day.
Hmm.
So keep that part in mind. And a lot of times some people just don't report it. They just put the little plastic up. Damn, I gotta go get my stuff fixed. And they keep it moving.
Hmm.
And I just wanted to get some awareness out to people. I love the people of Montrose. And so having them have to pay $400, $500, $600 for windows to get
Wow.
fixed. And mind you, we have Ryan's Automotive, which is right there in Montrose. That's their bread and butter. They make they make way more money off of that than they do off of cars getting into accidents now.
Wow. So basically,
Yeah.
you feel like it's just, criminals targeting the tourists because they don't know any better, or is it something else happening? Why do you think this is happening?
So in my opinion, because I tried to sit back and watch a couple of things to try to figure it out. I really do think that when it comes to criminals, their brain doesn't go past level two. It's
Mm,
just, oh, there's a high traffic area, let's hit it. Or for me, I feel like because of where we are with the zip codes, you have River Oaks, a couple blocks down. It's considered a high class area. So, I mean, if you ask me, I feel like they think that it's money. It's money down here. It's opportunity.
hmm
Um, and so I really won't say that it's being targeted. I feel like breaking into cars is one of those easy crimes, if you will.
Yeah.
And so we got teenagers doing it on upwards. I got plenty of videos and stuff and pictures of kids riding around with masks on, breaking into cars. Like we catch them on video a lot.
So that means it should be pretty easy, right? Like HPD should do something about it. They should respond, and this should be a easy case to solve. You have evidence, you have people on camera.
You would think.
What has HPD been doing?
Absolutely nothing. Now, the constables from Precinct 1 promised us Pride weekend that we would have 2 officers walking around the block, and that was after the interview that I did, the last one. It didn't happen. It didn't
Hmm.
happen, and nothing has changed down there.
So you did this interview on KPRC, right? And Constable Alan Rosen said that, hey, we are going to fix this. We're going to keep an eye on it. They promised that they would have extra cops during Pride weekend, and they didn't have it during Pride weekend. Nothing. And ever since
No,
then, the response has gone quiet again.
100%.
How does that make you feel?
Defeated in a way, only because I'm trying to use every single yeah, I'm trying as hard as I can to try to get somebody to pay attention to, even if it is just answer us when we call and say, "Hey, there's a suspicious vehicle riding around with 3 young people." Because I thought that we had officers that were
Yeah.
like patrolling the areas at certain times.
So HPD isn't patrolling the neighborhood at all, not even during the daytime.
Daytime, oh, they active. Oh, daytime, they active, little baby. That daytime, oh, baby, you call during the daytime, they got ambulances up and down the block for people who done passed out in
Mm.
the bathroom stalls. They quick. They quick with that.
So the break-ins are more of an issue at night.
Oh yeah.
This is when it really ramps up.
Yeah, but there's so many issues in Montrose. That's why I say they should really put me on a monthly stipend, baby, and just let me handle this shit myself.
These are considered lower grade crimes, right? Like per se, let's just call it that.
Yeah.
It's not high priority, so they take a little bit longer. As a resident of Montrose, this is gotta feel helpless, like you mentioned. Have you done anything with your neighbors? Like, is there something that you can do? What other options have you explored?
So of course, you got to know Montrose. It is absolutely a city, a neighborhood within itself. So we absolutely depend on each other. All of our businesses have cameras. Most of us parking lot people, food trucks have put up their own cameras so that way we can secure ourselves, because a lot of the food trucks are getting broken into down there as well.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's also too being overlooked. Mind you, we have camera footage of the people doing so. And so even getting help with those type of things, it's like it's very rare to even get some type of police report filed. And most of the time, they're only taking the report so that way you can file it on your insurance. Nothing happens from there. There's no out there trying to patrol to catch the person. So we do it ourselves. We have a group chat with all of the parking lot attendants. And so if I see a person who drives past that seems suspicious or was looking in and out of cars, I can snap pictures and send it to the parking lots on the back street,
Okay.
to where it's like, hey guys, y'all be on the lookout for this one. So we have banded together to take care of our own, which is exactly what Montrose people will absolutely do,
But you shouldn't have to do that. That's what HPD is there for. That's what the constables are there for.
especially with the raises that they just got.
Yeah. And that has been a big focus of Mayor Whitmire's is crime, crime, crime. We've got to fix it. And it seems like for you, that's not the case.
Oh,
What
absolutely
would you
not.
tell Mayor Whitmire?
I would say, please don't leave us in the land of the forgotten. Please put some big eyes on us and not just worrying about the after hours. I understand that you feel like that's a high level of crime for you, but what about the people who don't even go to after hours? We have crime that starts and does not end until 2 a.m. Can we get a little bit of protection as well? Can we get a little bit of help? Just a smidge down there.
Earlier you said that this is happening across the city, and this is a fear that a lot of people that I talk to have as well, that I don't want to park on the street. I don't want my car getting broken into. This is something that's happening again across, right? It feels like it is, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think Montrose should get more attention than those other places?
If I can be honest, we have more than enough cops to cover all of the areas.
Mm,
All I'm asking for is one. And even if I call and say, hey, there's a suspicious vehicle riding around, or hey, I just saw somebody try to break into a car, it shouldn't take an hour and a half for us to get an officer down there then. Because it tells those people that, hey, this is a area that the cops won't come to. So we can come back and forth. We can break into cars.
wow.
There's so many things that we can do because the cops won't catch us.
Do you talk to the local patrol units in Montrose?
Absolutely.
What are they saying?
Well, not as of late.
Okay.
So we had a thing where I can't remember how long ago it was, but when whoever was threatening LGBTQ clubs, and so at that time, they gave us officers right in front of Ripcord, two right in front of, at the time it was Club Buddies. We literally had cops walking around on the corners. I have never felt so protected and secure in my entire life of working down there. It felt so great to just see a presence because I don't care what anybody says. Watching HPD or the constables in those uniforms, especially with their shoulders up, get the utmost respect. I know even I straighten up whenever they come to just talk to me.
Oh, wow.
When people see that there is a police presence, they absolutely act differently.
That's odd because in most neighborhoods, you don't want more police presence, right? Like there are a lot of studies that reflect that when you have more police presence, it might harm the neighborhood a little bit, right? Based on like stop and search and other factors. But you're saying that this is great for Montrose. Like,
We're not the criminals. And because we're not the criminals,
mhm,
I wouldn't even be upset if they set up a hub down there in Montrose. So that way we have somebody who even just knows the people down there. So when different things happen, we're able to find a solution without having to go to the police
mhm.
station to make a report. Then wait for a detective to call you to figure out like why this happened or why it takes almost 6 weeks to 2 months to even get a phone call back after you've made a report.
Wow.
So it's like, where is the justice? And so then it leaves people in the Montrose area to say, we have to patrol this ourselves or we have to do this ourselves. But then we're going to get in trouble.
Summer is the perfect time to enjoy sweeping hill country views and Texas caves. And just outside of San Antonio sits a charming town that's your gateway to nature without sacrificing comfort or style, Boerne, Texas. Boerne is one of my favorite Texas towns because they've got live music, outdoor markets, car shows, and so much more happening every weekend. Plus, my daughters love saying Boerne. Say it with me, Boerne. If that's not enough, you have to stroll the Hill Country Mile, aka Boerne's walkable downtown that's lined with locally owned shops, art galleries, beautifully preserved buildings, and of course, cozy spots to grab a bite or a drink. Craft breweries, Boerne has it. Wine bars, Boerne has it. Chef-driven restaurants, you guessed it, Boerne has it. Ready for a summer escape that feels like a hidden gem? Start planning your trip at visitboerne.org. From trip ideas to event calendars, it's all there waiting for you at visitboerne.org.
This episode of CityCast is sponsored by Babbel. Learning a new language opens the door to new friends, new cultures, maybe even a whole new life. So why not start that journey today? You can start speaking a new language with confidence thanks to Babbel's conversation-based technique that quickly teaches you useful words and phrases about the things you actually talk about in the real world. I'm CityCast CEO David Plotz, and I've been learning Spanish with Babbel, just one of the 12 languages you can learn with it, including Dutch, French, Italian, which is going to be next for me, Turkish, and Russian. I love the interactive dialogues that Babbel has, which allow me to practice what I've learned right away, and also the speech recognition function, which makes sure I'm getting the pronunciation just right, which honestly, usually I'm not. Also, I love that Babbel's lessons always cover actual things that I talk about in the real world, like food, talking to people I've just met, and also food. Staying motivated to learn a new language has never been easier thanks to real-time feedback, progress trackers, and handy visualizations in only 10 to 15 minutes a day on Babbel's mobile app or website. So get talking with Babbel. I want you to learn another language, so I'm teaming up with Babbel to gift you 55% off subscriptions, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/citycast. Get up to 55% off at babbel.com/citycast. Spelled BABBEL.com/citycast. Babbel.com/citycast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Let's talk about solutions. Have you talked to other residents? Have you talked to HPD? Have you talked to anybody else about potential solutions that could help this problem right now in Montrose?
Absolutely. We've talked to everybody, I want to say, in my opinion, from top to bottom. HPD hasn't reached back out, but they have something called a DRT list where that you can be added to where when they patrol, they will come past every hour on the hour that's added as an address list. We can't even get that done. Like I'm out there watching, and we don't have any patrol that happens at all on our side of the block
Hmm.
at all. Unless there's a big brawl or a big fight, you see 10 cops pull up. You see ambulance, you see fire truck. But let me call and say, hey, I'm walking back on this side of the street and I see 4 cars have been broken into, and I'm looking at suspicious people walking up and down the block. Baby, we won't see the cops if they come. But yeah, it's normally at least an hour and 15 minutes. I've never seen anything faster than an hour and 15 minutes.
KB, I can tell this is a very, very important issue to you in the neighborhood
Yes.
that you live into, but there's a part of me, I have to ask this, and you kind of hinted at this already. You own 6 parking lots in the area, and when car break-ins are on the rise, at least for me, if I was in the Montrose area, I'd be like, I'm parking in that lot. Like, this has got to be good for business, right? So why are you so passionate about this?
Because these are my people. I mean, it's kind of the same thing if somebody in your family, right, is being mistreated somewhere, you care nothing about the financials on the other side. I care nothing about being the golden child. I want my people to stop crying. I want their cars to stop being broken into. I want their stuff to stop being stolen. I want people to be able to come down to Montrose and just be happy like how we used to be without having to worry about all these extra things. That's what's messing me up. To me, it's never about the money. We are a family down here. Like Montrose is absolutely a family neighborhood. And you know it if you ride up and down the street on a Saturday or Sunday, you see everybody, all
Mhm.
races, shades, colors, ages. You see straight, gay,
Yeah.
everything. And so, no, in this community, all we're saying is that, hey, can we get a little bit of help with this problem that has become astronomically big over the last
Mhm.
2 years? Can we stop this some way? There's a bunch of different ways for it to get done. But we shouldn't have to continuously, as the community, do it ourselves.
This family, this neighborhood is super important to you. And with these break-ins, do you feel like this family is going to break down, that people are going to start moving out of the neighborhood because of this problem?
It's already started. Same thing too. We don't see the same flow of people anymore, and
Mm.
also we see a higher number of Uber and Lyft drop-offs and pickups, which I'm not opposed to because it stops a lot of drunk driving and things like that.
Mhm.
But my thing is that you have some people who live far out, and you got drag queens and people who have like their costumes and wigs and stuff in their cars, and people who come straight from work and just want to have a couple of drinks before they go home. I shouldn't have to worry about my car getting broken into, and all of my valuables being stolen in less than 30 minutes when I'm literally trying to come out and have a good time. So to me, it's a negative effect, which also trickles down to your business owners down there in Montrose. Because again, if we don't have the people,
Yeah.
then how can we make the money? So your food trucks don't make money, parking lots don't make money. So it trickles down. So yes, we absolutely want to clear this up so people can feel more
Mhm.
happy and free to be able to come down and party, have a couple drinks and go home. That's what Montrose is all about.
Agreed. I was going to say that's one of the best parts about Montrose is just letting loose, enjoying one of the most, diverse, eclectic neighborhoods in Houston. But it's hard to
Yeah.
do that when you're always stressing out about
Yeah.
your car and thinking that when you get back, it's going to be broken in. So you have a pulse on these businesses. You're talking to other parking lot owners. Sounds like you
Yeah.
are talking to the bars, the clubs, and other businesses as well. And you're saying they have noticed a decline now because of this?
Oh, absolutely. Because we try to band together, especially during the slow times of the year, because it's just like any other place. We will have some slow times. But what we're noticing is that because of
Mhm.
no response to a lot of the crimes in the last 2 years, it's like, why do I come here? So we're seeing a decline in a lot of people from even wanting to come out and party down in those areas solely just because I don't feel safe.
Ah, Smart Water Alkaline with antioxidant.
Whoa, that's refreshing.
And a 9.5 plus pH for every way you move.
I did take a spin class today.
Restoring like a pro. Smart Water Alkaline with antioxidant. For those with a taste for taste. Grab yours today.
Get lost in the acoustic brilliance of 3D audio that surrounds you. Feel the embrace of the massage seats that adapt to your every move. Experience the warmth of a vehicle that welcomes you as you approach. We could tell you what makes a Lincoln SUV so extraordinary, but don't take our word for it. Take it on a test drive at the Lincoln Summer Invitation with exclusive offers on now, only at your local Lincoln retailer.
KB, it sounds like you already started laying out some of your changes you would make as the mayor of Montrose. But now tell me, magically, you are the mayor of Montrose tomorrow. What would you do to solve this problem?
I would put a substation inside of Montrose. I would assign 2 officers that it's your job to get into the community. When you walk out there, I want people to know your face and your name and feel comfortable coming to you, telling you that there's a problem or, hey, that's the person who broke into my car. But yeah, I would absolutely put a substation down there. I would make patrol, especially during certain time frames from like, let's say 9 p.m. up until 3 a.m., where it's 30 minutes on. And even if I just assign one person to do just that, that's exactly what he would do.
Gotcha. So you want that substation in Montrose, right? Because there is one nearby in downtown and near in Midtown, but you're saying you want one right in the middle of Montrose?
Yep. Look at where your incident reports are coming from, the streets on where all your break-ins are happening. You can have
Yeah.
an officer that walks the block or drives around the block every 10, 15 minutes. Put a camera up. Let's put some lights up because most of this is on the side street. So it's not left for the homeowners because they have their ring cameras and their door cams, but it doesn't catch the whole street. Put it up on a light post, baby.
How would that help, KB?
So that way you can see it. Put it up by the stop sign so you can see directly down that street.
Mhm.
We need to see more and do more.
KB, final thing before I let you go. In this interview, there's hope and then there's frustration, there's defeat. Your emotions are all over regarding the
Yeah.
situation. What are your plans now? Like, what happens next?
I'm running for mayor.
Okay, we're officially announcing the candidacy.
I'm running for mayor, baby. I'm more popular than all of them anyway. To me, because I feel like we need. Let me quit playing before the mayor come for me. Sir, don't come for me, sir. Okay, don't come for me.
Well, maybe if he comes to the neighborhood, it might help. I don't know. Maybe this could help you.
I would hope so. But that's my thing is like, if we can get focused on the real stuff, baby, I need for the crime to stop so people still want to live here. That's what I'm more concerned about. My people don't want to party here or anything. But yeah, I would say, in my opinion, now that I see what type of help I'm not going to get, I've reached out, I've begged, I've pleaded, and I'm not getting it. I'm just not getting it. So now it's time for us to take care of our own. And so, like I told them, I want this same energy when those people start calling y'all and telling y'all, hey, this girl is chasing me up and down the block with bear mace. I am. Come get him. He was breaking in cars.
Wow. You are that serious.
Well, you have to be. If you're down there and you see um, people crying to you, like your heart goes out. And I have so many of those stories, which is why I'm called Dr. Oprah, because you can come and get a hug. You can come and cry on my shoulder and I'll listen to you and try to offer whatever level of empathy that I'm able to give in those moments. So, yeah, it's heartbreaking when you hear some of these stories. It takes them 2 to 3 months to come up with this money to even get a window fixed. So
Wow.
it's like, what do you do? Like, what do you
Yeah.
do? And they feel helpless. They feel hopeless. And so then it trickles back on me to where it's like, they're like, yep, I'm parking with you today. I'm paying whatever money you charging, I'm paying it. And I'm like, I'm not happy with just receiving the money. I'm more upset that you got pushed to this because my love is not transactional. But to have people pull in and be like, it took me 3 months to get the money to get my window fixed. It's so not right. And a lot of times these people don't even have anything in their cars. So I even thought about making bumper stickers that say, I left the back door open for you. Please don't break my window.
Wow.
So it absolutely sucks, especially if you meet some of these people that it's happening to. Oh, man. Like, these are awesome people, and they don't have it.
KB, I hope you don't have to chase criminals around with bear mace. I really hope you don't have to do that. I hope HPD can come help y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for sharing everything that's happening in Montrose right now. I really enjoyed this conversation and I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was KB Brown. She's a resident and business owner in Montrose. And hey, maybe future mayor of Houston. We reached out to the constable's office regarding KB's claims that no officers were present during Pride weekend, and they said more than 100 were patrolling, and they often patrol the area as part of their regular duties, and some even work as off-duty security at clubs in Montrose. HPD did not respond to our email for further comment by our production deadline. Share this episode with 3 friends who love going out in Montrose, and please drop us a rating and review wherever you listen. If this is your first time listening to CityCast Houston, thank you so much for giving us a try. Now, hit that subscribe button so you can get fresh episodes every weekday morning. And if you want more Houston news, food recommendations, events, and more, check out our daily newsletter, Hey Houston, at houston.citycast.fm. Thanks. And don't go anywhere. In just a second, we've got a segment sponsored by the Holocaust Museum Houston. Executive producer Laura Isensee is chatting with Trevor Boyd about their new exhibit called Unveiled from the Vault.
Hey, I'm executive producer Laura Isensee here with Trevor Boyd. He's the director of collections and exhibitions for the Holocaust Museum of Houston. Trevor, welcome to CityCast Houston.
Hi, Laura. Thanks for having me.
Let's start with the new exhibition, Unveiled from the Vault. Can you give us a sense of what it's about and how it came together?
Yeah, sure. So essentially, all museums have the problem of our collections are usually bigger than the spaces where we can show them, right? And so I think for our museum, even more so in particular, it's always a problem because you want to show as much as you can. But with ours, it's even more of a problem because our collection is not so much about things that we went out and purchased or, wanted to check some boxes. Ours is about, it's personal. It's about what's been entrusted to us is the memories of survivors, of victims, and of families of the Holocaust and the Nazi era. Part of that trust is to tell these stories. And so the way that we can tell these stories is by presenting more stories, which how do you do that in a finite space? Luckily for me, it kind of opened up just strain of luck that our exhibition calendar opened, and I was able to quickly kind of have space to fill this need. And so I thought, what better way to connect with the community, to connect with the stories, and for me to connect with the institution. And so I proposed this exhibition and started working on it, started going through the collections, and then also had the fortunate chance to meet with people from Rice University's South Texas Jewish Archives. And so we will actually be incorporating some of their pieces as well.
Wow. When you started, going through the collections, going through the archives, as you said, they're personal stories, they're personal artifacts. What was it like going through them? And did you find anything that really surprised you along the way?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of like anything with like a scavenger hunt. You have ideas of what you want to look for, but then while you're in there, you're walking around in a big city and you turn a corner and you say, "Oh, look, what's that over there?" There were surprises because even though I kind of knew the range and what I was looking for, oh, there's something. This collection is more full than I thought, or looking through personal lives and seeing, for example, we have some Western Union telegrams from a POW who we have the telegrams to his parents where your son is missing in action. We don't know where he is, to, oh, we now know your son is a prisoner of war, to now your son is coming home. So you
Oh,
get this whole
wow.
kind of trajectory of a story. And again, that's what we are. We are all of these stories combined together. But I think another kind of surprising thing, even somebody who studies history, is, there's kind of always this surprise that the Nazis could take things even farther. There was inflation in the 1930s in Germany, and so they started printing more money. And one of the things they did was they printed commemorative anti-Semitic money. And so there is a bill, for example, that commemorates the 1492 execution of 27 Jews by fire, basically,
Oh, my
where
goodness.
a Catholic priest burned them all and then actually got in trouble. And here we have hundreds of years, thousands of years later, the Nazis commemorating this thing, and people are walking around with this money in their pockets. So little things like that can always kind of be shocking about the depths of humanity.
Wow. It really makes you stop and think. And it reminds me of what you mentioned earlier, that all these artifacts and the archives, these are personal stories. These are reflecting real people who lived through this. And at the same time, we're learning about our history through it. And so I'm wondering, as you're putting this exhibit together, how do you balance those goals of the personal stories and the historical record?
It's a balance that is essential, and especially to our mission. We are a museum that is about human history, but it's about the horrors and the beauty. It's both. It's survival and it's not. By telling stories through people and keeping it always anchored to people and to their stories and to the families impacted, multiple generations of families impacted in the 40s, in the 30s, in the 40s, but also to now. That is history and storytelling through empathy, because you're putting a personal kind of voice and history to it. So yeah, I think it has to be one with the other.
Trevor, thank you so much for sharing that and for being here. Again, check out hmh.org/events to RSVP for tickets to the free opening of the exhibition Unveiled from the Vault on July 24th. We'll have that link for you in our show notes as well, so you're just a click away. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Laura. That will do it for today. I'm Raheel Ramzanali. Thank you for listening, and please don't leave valuables in your car.
I have, in the entire time I've been there, never had a car broken into in my lots. But I also have cameras and I have high LED lights. Like my parking lots, you can literally film a Lady Gaga video in my parking lots. That's how bright I make sure my stuff is.